Hello again. Tom, the well-traveled American. 24 February 2026. Well, the war in Ukraine has now entered its fifth year. 4 years has come and 4 years has gone. And we have a lot to talk about, but I'm going to try and keep this short. Russia does what Russia always does. It threatens and its bullying never ends. We're now in a propaganda mode where it's all about the nuclear war. And the big question is, how will the West react? We'll have to wait and see. Russia will have to use tactical nuclear weapons against Ukraine, as well as the United Kingdom and France, if their nuclear technologies are transferred to Kiev, said alcohol-drenched humanoid Dmitry Medvedev. This number two man in Russia. He's just not a nobody. He's number two guy in charge. He's always threatening to nuke someone. This is his act. It's what he does. Politicians on both sides have used this tactic before. A political ad that helped sway the election in 1964 presidential campaign here in the United States. Extremely powerful imagery. A nuclear explosion next to a little girl picking the petals off of a daisy, counting down. I would ask the West not to become risk-averse because of fear-mongering, but it seems like these pleas have gone falling on deaf ears. I don't know what to say. It seems that we've lost our ability to have a backbone. So here's my message. Don't be scared of the nuclear bunny. Since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine began in 2022, Medvedev has issued nuclear threats on a near weekly basis, making it impossible to provide a single definitive count. This is according to the AI. We can't even calculate how many times he's threatened the West with some sort of nuclear Armageddon. Let's face it, he's just spewing Kremlin's propaganda. He's a horrible human. But he does have an effect. There are those in the West who would say peace at any price. They're cowards. There's no other better way to put it. These are horrible people because they're cowards. They're paralyzed by fear. And those who terrorize, the Ayatollahs, the Medvedevs, the Putins, the Maduros, the Kim Il-jungs, this is what they count on. They rely upon their bellicose behavior being taken seriously. It's time to push back against this. Meanwhile, in the Mideast, to prove my point, as the United States is trying to pursue an agreement that would forbid the Iranians from enriching uranium in order to obtain a nuclear weapon, who's the real enemy? Russia. Russia's behind all of this ridiculous struggle. They've been that way since 1946. So one tiny Russian ship, a corvette, the Stoiky, has arrived in Iran for joint military maneuvers in the Strait of Hormuz. The whole point of this, it's a ridiculously small ship. It's nothing. It's a corvette. It's an overgrown yacht. with a one pathetic gun and a dated helicopter on the back of it, as if it would actually have any real military value. Its value is political. Its value is a statement, a threat to the United States. Don't attack Iran. We'll be there. We'll have something to say about this. You don't want to provoke a nuclear war with us. And well, the Chinese, who said they were going to be involved in this misadventure over there in the Strait of Hormuz, they sent 0 ships, but they do wish Russia and Iran good luck. You know, they're kind of on board with the idea of a nuclear Iran, a defeated West, a humbled West. But they calculated the risk, I guess, and said, we're not sending any of our ships. Probably a smart move. We'll have to see how this comes out. In the meantime, it's been 4 years since Russia started its genocidal war in Ukraine. Russia has lost over 1,260,000 casualties. Ukraine's lost over 600,000. Add in the civilians, we've now come to more than 2 million humans who are either dead or grievously wounded. Those without houses, those without electricity, without water, without heat, without infrastructure, those whose lives have been totally destroyed, those civilians who have had to essentially run from the battlefront in order not to be part of these numbers here, that's 5 million plus. Never have we seen this type of genocidal war since World War II. And in point of fact, when Hitler attacked Russia in Operation Barbarossa, was when Russia went to war with the Germans. That lasted less time than the current war in Ukraine now. It's rather incredible to me to see that we've drugged this out this far. Speaking of dragging things out, in case you haven't looked at the headlines recently, Russian economy is in tatters. Its infrastructure is failing across the board. The Ukrainians have finally developed their own weapons of long range to strike back at Russia and have been doing so successfully for the last year. The West has graciously allowed them to hit back. How magnanimous. Unbelievable. The West cannot allow itself to be blackmailed into another pointless and endless negotiation. I'd like to say we've put our best foot forward, but I don't believe we have. I believe that we're playing into the hands of Putin, the puppet master, and now the Ayatollah, puppet master number 2. These people will never negotiate anything that is not 100% their way, 100% capitulation. It's just not in their DNA. That is just the bottom line of it. I know I've said before on this channel that I have actually been involved in negotiations, multi-million-dollar contractual negotiations, but contentious negotiations nonetheless. So I know what it is to play for time. I know what it is to send out propaganda. I've done it myself. I know its effectiveness. It's only effective if the other side believes it and sucks into it. So I'm asking tonight that the United States in particular, but our European allies also, who are pretty feckless, finally grow a spine. If you actually want an end to hostilities, if you actually want it to end, you have to go in and defeat these people. We used to understand this. We concluded World War II in a most dramatic way. We put an end to it. And the world was a better place for that. The tally of the lost in our action was a fraction of what would have been the number if we had protracted the war for, gosh, who knows, years and years on. And the outcome would have never been as proper an outcome as we have now. That's just the way it works. It's not pleasant. It's not pretty. It's not easy. Some may argue that it's not moral, but I would argue just the opposite on that. I would say that it is the neat, clean, effective, and moral way to deal with these types of peoples. It's the only way. It's the only proven way. So I'll leave it with that. I wish I had better news as usual, but it seems that we are going to just sit back and let things roll the way they are because of our risk-averse nature. I cannot believe that the West is being led by such a group, a collective group of absolute cowards. It's really appalling. And all they do with their cowardice is allow millions of people to be put out of their homes, millions of people to die with no end in sight. So I'm asking anyone who gets this to spread it around. My last video got quite a few views, to which I'm very happy, and I would like to do the thing that I kind of disdain myself, but I'm going to ask for it here. Please like, please follow. It does help because the algorithms don't favor this type of video so much. So once again, thank you to those who have viewed, and I look forward to producing a few more of these, hopefully in the future with some positive news that we've actually gotten on with the work that we have to do in order to make the world a better, a safer place for ourselves and our future generations. 24 February, and I am out.